What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve Netto, and I want to thank you all for stopping by the channel today and checking out this video. Today's video is on the Air Jordan 1 Mid Luka Doncic pregame pack called the Mindfulness colorway. These just dropped the other day on April 30th for a retail price of $125 and released in pretty limited fashion. There weren't too many retailers that dropped them. They seem to have released in the morning on the 30th and then were sold out pretty quickly and just kind of disappeared. So I'm really glad I got my hands on a pair. Nike ended up just dropping them on their regular website, not even on the sneakers app, and I just was able to grab them. I actually get a half size bigger than what I normally get in Jordan 1 mids. So they were literally selling out so fast. That was all that I could get. But very, very glad to have them. They're a very cool looking sneaker. Luka's first sneaker with Jordan, and part of this pregame pack, which I was sort of looking at a little bit more online. It seems like there's going to be other sneakers from other people in the NBA around this kind of theme of the pregame pack. So we'll see, and I'll try and get my hands on those if and when they do release a little bit later. But for today's video, we're going to take a full dive into the sneaker and check this sneaker out just like we do on all the other ones on the channel here. We'll take a look at it both up close and on feet, and then I'll give you guys my opinions on the sneaker towards the end of the video. So one final time, I want to thank you guys again for stopping by and checking this video out today, and be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything that I post if you guys are new to the channel here. But for now, let's just dive into the video on these Luka Doncic Jordan 1 mids of the pregame pack. So let's go. So here we are up close with the sneakers, and as always, of course, I do want to take a look at the box. Here, it's just a classic Jordan 1 Mid box, so not any different branding or anything. We see Air Jordan 1 Mid SE in white, eggplant, and aura for a retail price of $125. So like I mentioned, they came out on April 30th and seemed to just sell out real quickly right away. This was meant to be a House of Hoops exclusive, so I'm sure it would have been, pretty limited in stores. They did drop online on Foot Locker and seemed to go really quick. Like I said, I couldn't even get them on Foot Locker. I ended up grabbing them on Nike, but here we go and have them in hand. So as you can see, right from this angle here, the lateral side on this swoosh is purple. The inner swoosh on the medial side on this sneaker is green. So there's a lot of flip-flopping going along with colors here. But we'll start on the lateral side of the right shoe. And we have this green outsole all the way on the bottom in classic Jordan 1 Mid fashion, a white midsole, and then this crazy looking upper, which sort of comes out a little white on camera. But if we zoom in here, you can see it's actually a bit of a teal color. So most of the upper is teal, with the toe box being a white sort of tumbled leather right up there. But then the swoosh is sort of like a patent leather, and here on the lateral side, it's purple with green accents. You got the Wings logo up top, white laces included in the shoe, and some writing on the back, which I'll show in a little bit. Next up, on the front angle of the shoes, the flip-flopping colors, which I mentioned. As we take a look at the toe, you can see that the right sneaker is green, and then the left-footed sneaker is actually purple on the outsole. So that's something where they kind of change around the colors, and then you can get a better look at that sort of teal color around the toe box going onto that white toe box itself. You got the white laces, white tongue, and a pretty cool patch on the top of the tongue. So it's got a Nike swoosh since 1972, a basketball, and then Nike hoops. It's got some cool writing on the back too, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, but both tags are the same here. It does have some green stitching up at the top of the tongue as well. We get that to focus. So a lot of really cool, like small little details written on the shoe that I certainly like a lot. Next up is the medial side, and again, flip-flopping colors. You can see the different medial sides. One swoosh is purple, one is green. So I'll actually show you guys the lateral sides on both as well, to show both sides of it. But again, on this right sneaker, the green is on the outsole, and then on the left sneaker, purple on the outsole, and nothing really too different on the medial side. Otherwise, you got the rest of the writing coming around the back, but then otherwise kind of teal and white for the upper of the sneaker. And here's a better shot of the lateral sides. Like I mentioned, you get a look at the different colors. So on the right sneaker, purple swoosh, left sneaker, green swoosh, purple and green on the bottom. So different kind of mismatched colors going along here. And now moving to the back of the sneakers. So again, more flip-flopping of the colors here and some writing on the back. We got breathe and center and breathe. Pretty cool, and pretty interesting that they kind of flipped it there as well. And then a green patch on the back, and then you got a purple patch with the opposite colored swooshes. I'm even getting tongue-tied here trying to explain it all, but you get the idea of what's going on. So the back, looks pretty clean and definitely a good look. And now getting the shoes loosened up a bit and moving overhead on the sneakers, you can take a look inside to see quite a few different things going on. The first thing I'll mention is this kind of nicer material and nice pattern design that we have on the inner lining of both shoes. That's really nice to see. On the back of the tongue, you have the rest of that green piping and stitching, and you actually have engineered to the exact specifications of champion athletes and tuned in, written on the inside of both tongue tags. And then the insoles themselves are sort of like a purplish tint, like a light purple, and it says bring your game, tuned in, and the Jumpman with air. And it's the same on both sneakers. And then the size tag is definitely a little difficult to see here. It's on the inner lining. I really can't even get a good shot of that with this camera here, but there's a little peek at some of the numbers and information. And lastly here is going to be the outsole on this Air Jordan 1 Mid. So like I've been mentioning the whole time, you got green on one shoe, purple on the other. Otherwise, just the classic silhouette of the Air Jordan 1. And it's pretty cool, it just ties along with the rest of the sneakers and matches the design. But now the time has come. We have finally wrapped up taking an up close and in-depth look at the sneakers. So now I'm gonna get them laced up and show you guys what they look like on feet. So now there we have it. There was the Luka Doncic Air Jordan 1 Mid Pregame Pack in the Mindfulness colorway, and we just checked it out on feet. So there's a lot to say about this shoe. There's a lot I really like about it, and not much I don't dislike, especially for the retail price of $125. First off, this being an Air Jordan 1 Mid, a lot of people certainly feel a lot of different ways about Air Jordan 1 Mids. There's people who hate them, there's people who love them, and I'm, somewhere in the middle. They're a great value. $125 for a Jordan 1 Mid is not bad at all. Most Jordan 1 Mids retail around there, and this one, they definitely put some premium kind of materials and effort behind it to make it a really cool and interesting sneaker, so no problems there in that for me. I think it's still a really good shoe that looks really great on feet. But now in terms of comfort and kind of style and the fit, so overall for all three of those, no problems at all either. In terms of the sizing, they fit true to size, just like other Air Jordan 1 Mids or lows or even the highs too. They're also pretty comfortable and definitely get more comfortable with wear. And then in terms of the style, I thought they looked pretty good on feet. The only thing for me is I'm not, so crazy on the purple and green. I think it works, but it's not my favorite. It honestly kind of gives me like an Easter kind of spring vibe, which makes sense for when they came out, but the purple is just a little strong. But something to note that's really cool is as I took this in kind of like different lighting, the teal on the upper gets like a bit brighter in different lightings that made them look really, really cool. So there's a lot that I definitely like about it. So overall, I'm definitely happy. I think it's a really great shoe, especially at that retail price point. I wish they would have made it more available. I'm really not sure exactly what they were doing with this sneaker or the pack, but I guess there's going to be those other releases for the whole pregame pack. But, we'll see, and stay tuned to see more about that here on YouTube, and follow me down on social media, and I'll post whenever I see more about that. But then in terms of this sneaker and my final kind of rating and opinion on a scale out of 10, I'm going an easy 9 out of 10 on these. There's really not much wrong with them, except my personal kind of opinion here is that the purple is a little strong, so I would have liked to give them a higher rating because these things are honestly really cool and they did a lot of really interesting things with the Jordan 1 Mid. But the purple and green isn't quite my favorite combo, so I'm going 9 out of 10. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Great price point, great model, great kind of story behind it. So big fan. I think it's a great shoe all around. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Mindfulness Air Jordan 1 Mid by Luka Doncic, and we'll kind of keep that discussion going in the comments down below or over on social media. So I want to thank you one final time for stopping by the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel today, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the future. But thanks one final time, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video.